Hey everybody, just wanted to give a little quick tip of something that some local businesses can use. This works really good for service area businesses. I'll explain what the problem is and something that can work really well if you can find the right place to rent. So with Google My Business is really important when it comes down to determining how you rank for search for your local service. So if you're a roofing service or a cleaning service and you're trying to rank in certain areas, then having a Google My Business listing with all your information and your service area listed there, your locations, really helps out, right? And so I think most people know that and understand that. But in my area, I'm in the middle of central Illinois where we have all these cities. So I'm around Champaign, but the problem is, whoops, too much. The problem is a lot of my clients will serve Tuscola, Decatur, Bloomington, Danville, and they only have one location here in Champaign. So what can you do? If they could put some cities in their website and try to rank, but really that doesn't work well. If they're doing business in Danville, they usually don't rank well. It's very difficult. But one thing that you can do that works for some types of business, if you can find the location, is you rent a really small office or even a storage warehouse. It just has to be somewhere where you can get mail, and it could be a business location. It doesn't necessarily have to be a storefront. It can just be any business location. A small little office, a little 100 square foot, 10 by 10 office. I know a few services, they do that just to keep a few supplies and a desk and some invoices and a couple of uniforms, and they rent something out. They can get mail there, or the mail goes to the storage warehouse office. And once you do that, as long as you can get mail there, you can sign up for a Google My Business account for that location, because Google My Business is always location based. And then you can take that and fill it out, and Google My Business will send you they'll send you a card that has a code. Once you have a code, then you're verified, and now you can fill out that Google My Business profile, and you will actually and you can even ask your customers in that area to give you reviews, and you'll end up with reviews and a good profile, and you can build it up, and you'll start ranking better for that area. Again, not every business, you can't go out and get a $5,000 a month office and have that be affordable. But there are some places where you can get mail and you can get a really small office or warehouse that can be convenient, and sometimes pay $100, $150, $200. There are some even some offices, like maybe you don't necessarily need supplies, but there are some of these offices that you can just rent an office, a shared office in a really small office in a building where they rent a bunch of offices out to people, and you can get those for 100, 200, even $300 a month. And it could be worth it. And all you do is just keep, maybe a desk in there and some paperwork, and occasionally you can meet a client over there. There's a couple of businesses around here where you have a secretary, you have a small office, but you share a secretary, share a it's like they're called like a business efficiency or business productivity suites, and they're not that expensive. You can even use a conference room, and so sometimes if you're in a kind of a spread out area, you can get one of those business locations and use that to have a Google My Business and get more search traffic from a town that's maybe close to you, but far enough away that it gets its own search. So for some businesses this won't work well. For some businesses you just might not be able to find it, but it's something to keep in mind, especially if you're spending a lot of money on ads. Anyway, you're spending $1,000 a month on ads in a city. Why not spend a couple hundred and help yourself with some of the organic listings that, if you were used to paying $5 or $50 for a lead, and you got 4 leads from it in a month, it would be well worth it. Plus, it'd give you something that's convenient. So, anyway, something to keep in mind. Hopefully, this idea helps. Take care.